This is Tom Duty, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty in a Google search from my site. I'll be reading from this phone, which is as a PDF 8.5 by 11 document with common margins, federal. It's 50 pages long. To read it. It's a tax agreement between the United States and India. That friend is in India. He is an Indian in India. This phone is monitoring, and it is charging. I forgot to plug it in last night. It was dead this morning. It is charging, and it is monitoring Uber. So I'm not going to say hopefully, but maybe this phone will save me from this tedious reading request. This, just a note before I get started, my camera is going to go off. I'm at home. If anyone goes through this, I don't think you want to watch me read. If I were outside, I had a little more visually appealing environment, then I'd leave the camera on. However, camera's going off soon. The I read a very long, maybe even longer Uber agreement between a driver who I was becoming with a click, a tap, and Uber, the company that is managing the app on this phone and maybe giving me an assignment soon. That agreement, I ended up doing it in 2 sessions. It took 2 hours. I think it took more than 2 hours, like maybe approaching 3 hours. And what do you know? My click history report says people are listening to it. So it's ironic. The audiobooks always try to, get the popular, the favorite videos, but the favorite text, well, people are reading those on their own. So maybe you should get the least favorite documents. It's terribly boring. But since I have to read this, I might as well spare someone the trouble of reading it themselves. You can listen. So once I begin reading the document, you will not hear my words. You will only be hearing the words of this tax document. I don't have a job of introducing exactly what it is, but hopefully as I get into the text, it'll be clear. Ciao to the visual. Again, because I have not liked other videos I've seen, and because I have not liked my own videos that I've listened to, when I begin reading the text of this government agreement, I will stop my own editorial, my own words. It will be exclusively this document, which I hope introduces itself properly, because at this moment I can't really introduce it other than saying a friend asked me to read it. I'm going to start by making an adjustment in the font size. I hope I don't regret this. And there we go. Yeah, the document is so big. The phone has a tough time. Oh, shoot. I'm got it to 19 point, which is too big. 22, which is too big. 20 seems okay. Yeah. Again, in a moment, I'm going to begin the sentence agreement between, and other than being interrupted and quitting early, my own words. I'll be the words of this document, FATCA. Agreement between the government of the United States of America and the government of the Republic of India to improve international tax compliance and implement FATCA. Whereas the government of the United States of America and the government of the Republic of India, each a party, and together the parties desire to conclude an agreement to improve international tax compliance, which will assist based on an effective infrastructure for the automatic exchange of information. Whereas Article 28 of the Government of the United States and the Government of the Republic of India for the avoidance of double taxation and the prevention with respect to taxes on income, together with a related protocol, the convention done at New Delhi, September 1989, authorizes the exchange of information for including on automatic basis, whereas the United States of America enacted provisions commonly known as Foreign Tax Compliance, FATCA, which introduced a reporting regimen for financial institutions with respect, whereas the government is supportive of the underlying policy goal, DCA, to improve tax compliance. FATCA has raised a number of issues, including that Indian financial institutions may not be able to comply with certain aspects of domestic legal impediment. Government collects information regarding certain accounts maintained by U.S. financial residents of India and is committed in exchanging such government of India. And pursuing equivalent levels of exchange, whereas the parties are committed to working together over the longer term towards achieving common reporting and due diligence standards for financial institutions, whereas the government of the United States of America acknowledges the need to coordinate the reporting obligations under F with other U.S. tax reporting obligations of Indian financial institutions to avoid reporting, whereas an intergovernmental approach to FATCA implementation impediments and reduce burdens for Indian financial institutions, whereas the to conclude an agreement to tax compliance and provide the implementation of FATCA based on domestic reporting. Automatic exchange pursuant to the convention and subject to the confidentiality and other protections including the provisions limiting the use of the information Convention. Now, therefore, the parties have agreed as follows. Definitions. For the purposes of this agreement, any annex thereto, the following terms shall have meaning set forth below. The term United States means the United States of America, including this of and where used in geographical sense means the territory of the United States of America and including inland waters and airspace. The territory sea thereof of any maritime area beyond the territorial sea within which the United States may exercise sovereign rights or jurisdiction of international law. The term, however, does not include U.S. territories. Any reference to the state of the United States includes District of Columbia. The term U.S. territory means America Samoa, the Commonwealth of Northern Mariana Islands, Guam, Commonwealth of Puerto Rico, or the U.S. Virgin Islands. The term IRS means U.S. Internal Revenue Service. The term India means Republic of India, and when used in geographical sense means the territory of India and includes the territorial sea and airspace above it, as well as any other maritime zone in which India has other rights and jurisdiction according to Indian law, in accordance with international law, including UN Convention on the land, on the law of the sea. The term partner jurisdiction means a agreement with the United States to facilitate the implementation of FATCA. The IRS shall publish a list identifying all partner jurisdictions. The term competent authority means, in the case the United States Secretary of Treasury delegated, the case of Indian central government, Department of Revenue, therefore authorizes representative of the financial custodial depository institution and investment entity, specified insurance company. The term custodial institution means any entity that holds as a substantial portion of its business financial assets for the entity holds financial assets for the account of others as substantial portion if the entity's gross income attributable to holding of financial services equals or of the entity's gross income shorter 3-year period that ends December 31st, or the final day of the non-calendar year accounting period for 3 in which the determination is being made, or the term from which the entity has in existence. The term depository institution that accepts deposit. The ordinary course of a banking or investment and any entity that conducts as a business managed by an entity that conducts as a business one or more of the following activities or operations for or on behalf of a customer: trading in money markets, instrument, check, bills, certificates of deposits, derivatives, etc., foreign exchange, exchange interest rates, index instruments, transferable securities, or commodity futures trading, individuals and collective portfolio management, or otherwise investing administrative funds or money on behalf of other. This subparagraph shall be consistent with similar language set forth in the definition of financial institutions in the Financial Action Task Force. Recommendations: the term specified insurance company means any equity that is an insurance company or holding company, an insurance company that issues or is obligated to make payments with respect to a cash value insurance contract or an annuity contract. The term Indian financial institution means any financial institution residing in India, but including any branch of such financial institution that is located outside India and any branch of a financial institution not resident in India. If such branch is located in India, the term partner jurisdiction. Financial institution means any financial institution established at a partner jurisdiction, branch of such financial institution that is located outside the partner jurisdiction. Any branch of the financial institution is not established in the partner jurisdiction. If such branch is located in the partner jurisdiction, the term reporting financial institution means a reporting Indian financial institution or a reporting U.S. financial institution. The term reporting Indian financial institution means any Indian financial reporting Indian financial institution. The term reporting you means any financial institution that is resident in the United States, but excluding any branch of such financial institution that's located outside the United States. Branch of the financial institution not resident in such branches located in the United States, provided the financial institution or branch has control, receipt, or custody of income with respect to information is required to be exchanged under subparagraph of this agreement. The term non-reporting Indian financial institution means any Indian financial institution or India that is described in Annex as a non-reporting Indian financial institution, or that otherwise qualifies as a deemed compliant an exempt beneficial owner under relevant U.S. tax regulations in effect on the date of signature of this agreement. The term non-financial institution means a non-participating FFI defined in relevant U.S. Treasury regulations, but does not include an Indian financial institution or other partner jurisdiction financial institutions other than a financial institution treated as a non-participating financial institution pursuing to subparagraph 2, Article 5 of this provision of an agreement between the United States and the partner jurisdiction. The term financial account means an account maintained by a financial institution that includes, in the case financial institution, so and any equity or debt interest other than that are regulated, traded, or established security markets in the financial institution. In the case of a financial institution not described in this paragraph, the article, any equity or interest in financial institution other than interests that are regularly establishment security market, if the value of debt or equity interest is determined directly or indirectly, primarily reference to assets given rise to U.S. source withholding payments, and the class of interest was established purpose of avoiding reporting. In accordance with this agreement, cash value insurance contract or any annuity contract by a financial institution other than a non-investment linked, non-transferable immediate life annuity, individual and monetizes a pension or disability benefit provided under an account that is excluded from the definition of financial accounting in Annex 2. Foregoing the term that include any account that is excluded from the definition of fiscal accounting in Annex 4 the purposes of this agreement. Interests are regularly traded if there's a meaningful volume of trading with respect to an established security market means an exchange that is and supervised by government authority in which the market is located and that a meaningful annual value of shares traded on exchange for the purpose of the subparagraph. An interest in a financial institution traded that shall be treated as financial account if the holder of the interest or other financial institution acting as an intermediary is registered on the books of such financial institutions. The preceding sentence will not apply to interests first registered on the books of such financial institutions prior to July 1st. And with respect to interests first registered financial institutions July 1st, a financial is not required to apply the preceding sentence prior to January 2016. Account includes any commercial or thrift account or an account by the certificate of deposits, thrift certificates, investment certificates, or indebtedness or similar instrument maintained by financial institutions in the ordinary course of banking or similar business. A depository account also includes held by an insurance company pursuant to a guarantee investment or similar agreement to pay or credit interest thereon. The term custodial account means an account other than the insurance contract or annuity account for the benefit of another person that holds any financial instrument or contract held for investment, including but not limited to a share of stock in a corporation, a banknote, bond, debenture, or other evidence of indebtedness, a currency or commodity transaction, a credit default swap, a swap based upon a non-financial index, a national principal contract, an insurance contract or annuity contract, any option or any derivative investment. The term equity interest means in the case of a partnership that is financial institution, either a capital or profits interest in the partnership. Case of a trust that is a financial institution, an equity interest is considered to be held by any person treated as a settlor or beneficiary of all the portion of trust of any natural person exercising the ultimate effective trust. A specified U.S. person shall be treated as being a beneficiary of a foreign trust if such specified U.S. person has directly or indirectly, for example, through a distribution, or may receive directly or indirectly a discretionary distribution from the trust. The term insurance contract means contract other than an annuity contract under which the issuer agrees to pay an amount upon the occurrence of special contingency involving mortality, accident liability, or property risk. The term annuity contract means the contract from which the issuer agrees to make payments for the period of time, whole or part, by reference life expectancy of one or more individuals. The term also includes a contract that is a contract in accordance with the law, regulatory jurisdiction which the contract was issued, under which the issuer agrees to make payments of a term of years. The term cash value insurance contract means the insurance contract other than reinsurance contract. between two insurance companies that has cash value greater than $50,000. The term cash value means the greater the amount of the policyholder is entitled to receive upon surrender of termination of the contract, determined without any reduction for any surrender amount the policyholder can borrow under with regard to the contract, notwithstanding the foregoing term. Cash value does not include the amount payable under the insurance contract as one, a person or other benefit providing indemnification of an economic loss incurred upon the occurrence of the event insured against. The refund to the policyholder of a previously paid premium under an insurance contract other than under a life insurance contract due to policy cancellation or termination, decrease in risk during the effective period of the insurance contract, or arising from a redetermination of the premium due to correction or posting of other similar effort, or a policyholder divided based upon the underwriting experience contract or group involved. The term reportable account means a U.S. reportable account or an Indian reportable account. As the context requires, the term Indian reportable account means financial account maintained by reporting financial institutions. If the case of a deposit, the account is held in individual residence in India and more than $10 of interest is paid in such account in any given calendar year. Or in the case of a financial account other than a depository account, the account holder is an entity that certifies that it is a resident of India for tax purposes. With respect to U.S. source income, that is subject to reporting under Chapter 3 of Subtitle A, Chapter 61 of Subtitle F. The United States and that's it's subject to the U.S. I promise myself and readers, I promise you, once I start reading, until I stop reading, I would read all the words of this document, with the exception of the end, the beginning, and pauses. So I've just reached I don't know if you could hear the alert notification, but that was Uber telling me to get off my food. Sabor Veracruz. I'll hold this to see if it can be. I don't think it can. The Sabor Veracruz, which is a Mexican restaurant, is 64. It's been Tom Duty, middle-aged American living in New Jersey. Visit my website. You type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty in a Google search from my site. Thank you for listening. Have a good day, good evening, a restful night's sleep. Ciao.